Bowling Green, Miami, Ohio. We've got Miami 16, 17-point home favorites here, 51 the total in this game. Bowling Green's definitely, remember they had that incredible point spread run early in the season. Well, it's kind of gone by the wayside ever since then. They've struggled a little bit more against the number, although they've still covered a couple of times. And when I look at this number, Connor, I hate to be repetitive here, but it's another underdog bet for me or nothing in this game. And I know Bowling Green struggled, but they're getting 17 points. They're 5-0 ATS on the road. Hell, they even covered their first game of the year against Tennessee. You know, they beat Minnesota in that shocking upset as road dogs. They hung in there and covered against Kent State on the road as underdogs, lost by 7 as 17-point dogs. They lost by 8 at Northern Illinois as 9-point dogs. They won outright at Buffalo. It's 13.5-point dogs, 56-44. They're perfect 5-0 ATS on the road, and I think all of them in the underdog role. Well, this is their spot. This is their role here, and I think maybe after Miami looked so impressive last week against Buffalo, drilling them 45-18, that maybe there's been a little bit of an overreaction, to what Miami O did last week. And I know Brett Gabbert played well. The offense was just cooking. I mean, 351 passing yards for him against Buffalo, and Bowling Green's defense isn't playing the way it did earlier in the year. I get it. They've given up 44 and 49 and 55 points in their last 3 games. That is alarming. That is concerning here, but I'm leaning Bowling Green with the points, and I'm leaning this game over the total. 51, and it feels like the Bowling Green totals are lower than they should be because of that early season success, especially on defense when they beat Minnesota. But they've gone over the total now in 5 straight games. I say you ride that here. So I like the dog and I like the over. What do you think, Connor?
I'll be quick. This is what I wrote down. I mean, last night it was 15.5, 16. Obviously, we've gone to 17, which is fine with me. I kind of question mark there. Then I wrote total 51. What? With the question mark. That's what I wrote down. So I agree with you. That defense that was so good early on and the unders with Bowling Green, when it's turned to conference play, playing these teams, they've just been an over team. And 51 seems light here. Miami, Ohio has a pretty good defense, but it seems light. And Bowling Green, the only thing is, I think 17 is too much. They've had 2 blowout losses out of the last 3. They did beat Buffalo, but the defense is just getting gashed. But the offense has been able to move the ball, even though they only scored 17 against Toledo. Man, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I think already at 17, you're good. If you could get 17 on the hook, I think you feel pretty good in this one. Bowling Green's not the team of last year that was just pathetic. Early on, their defense was good. They kind of fell off, but I think this is too many points. So I like the dog here, and I'd only lean over. I think it can get over this total 51.
Yeah, it just seems really low. And look, I know Bowling Green earlier in the year, it was their defense was pretty good and their offense kind of sputtered and didn't do well. And it's kind of the opposite now. Their offense with Matt McDonald at quarterback has kind of picked it up lately, and the running game has been better, and now the defense has fallen off. So we're both in agreement. This has been money in the bank too. Bowling Green in this road underdog role this year, 5-0. So yeah. I feel that's a few too many points. I've seen this before in MAC play. These teams know each other so well. It's difficult to cover numbers of this margin in MAC play. Just ask Western Michigan last week against lowly Akron, and they were life and death just to win the game as 25-point favorites. It's tough to cover these big numbers as favorites in this conference. That's why when I don't know about you, I'll ask you, Connor, when you're seeing a number like this, double-digit dog, I try to make every case possible for the under double-digit dog before I look at the favorite. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, and then I think of why do they have this team as this big a favorite? It makes me go through everything like multiple times because yeah, right away the first look is I want these points. I guess they've regressed a little bit the last few weeks, but Miami, Ohio is not a blowout type team. They're very solid, but all these MAC teams have kind of beat up on each other. Some play better against others, so they think they have a distinct advantage here at home, but I think it's just too many here. So yeah, I love the points here at Bowling Green.